Hello student, today's session is about the vertical motion. So we are having a lot of confusion about what is horizontal motion, what is vertical motion, and how the equations are getting changing. So this confusion starting from student of class 9, okay, and it may be continuing till class 11. So let me share you something which will really help you. So this is the horizontal motion and this is the vertical motion. Okay, this is the vertical motion. Let's say this is a ground. Okay, this is a ground. I am throwing something from ground like this. So this is a vertical upward motion and this is about vertical downward motion. So the equation of motions will get changed during the vertical motion. So what change is happening? So what are the equation of motion? Actually, B is equal to U plus AT. This is one. B is the final velocity. U is the initial velocity. A acceleration. T the time. Now next equation of motion, B is equal to E square plus 2AS. 2AS. So this is again the final velocity, initial velocity, acceleration, and this is the displacement. And one more, S is equal to ut plus half a t square. So this is the displacement, u initial velocity, time, acceleration, and t is the time. So these three relation we have. So writing this relation like this in horizontal motion and considering acceleration is positive. Now, if it is a retarding motion in horizontal direction, so what change you are doing in the equations? B is equal to u minus at. So we are taking minus sign for retarding motions. Again, v square is equal to u square minus 2s for in retardation. Okay. So what happened? Why this minus? How we are going to justify? So, retardation motion means what? Suppose something, let's say a train push a brake here and it will stop at this positions, at this position. So, during this time, during this distance, the velocity is getting decrease. So, velocity is getting decreased and here it will be stop, the motion stop. So, that means at every 1 second, this value is getting decreased. That's why we are giving minus sign here. Considering the value of acceleration is positive. So this is the retardation equation. So retardation equation means so final velocity is getting reduced than initial velocity, and at one time it may be stop, or before stop if you measure, let's say if you measure here, the final velocity will be lesser than the initial velocity. So this is the motion in retardation. Okay. Now this is about the horizontal motion. And one more thing, a common confusion is happening for the students, that is, will I take the acceleration positive or negative? Will I take, suppose, let me show you a numerical. It will help you to clear the confusion. Suppose my initial velocity u was 20 meter per second and final velocity is 0. Now time was 5 seconds. Now the question asks me to find the acceleration. What I am going to do? If I am taking the equation of motion v is equal to u plus at. So v is 0, u is 20, a I don't know, t is 5. So I am getting a is equal to minus 4 meter per second square. Minus 4 meter per second square. So I am getting acceleration negative. I am getting acceleration negative. Yes, that's true. Yes, it will come negative because it's a retarding motion. That's true. and I took this sign as a positive. Now in another way I can solve this. Okay, let me show you. Since I can see the final velocity is reducing, so in the starting I can take the equation like v is equal to u minus at. The moment I am taking this minus, then acceleration will come a is equal to 4 meter per second square, positive value. Because I in the starting I considered this is as minus, so the value of acceleration will come positive. So both will be true. Both are true. Depend on the what equation you are starting. That's it. Okay, but we know that acceleration, positive acceleration and negative acceleration. Negative acceleration means retardation. Positive acceleration is velocity is growing up. Final velocity is increasing. Okay. So this is about the horizontal motion. Now for vertical motion, if this is in ground height, let's say for vertical motion, what happens? The equation will be v is equal to u minus gt when I am considering upward motion. In upward motion, because g is positive in downward motion. Now what is g? G is the acceleration due to gravity. Means what? Means anything under the range of the earth gravity, anything if I am if I am doing some free fall, if I am releasing these objects from here, it will come down. If I releasing the object, let's say free fall, if I release it, it will come down. What happened? What happened? Some force is acting on it. That is the earth gravitational force. And since there is a force, so as per Newton's law, second law, there will be an acceleration. This g is the acceleration. This is the acceleration of the earth by which it is attracting everything toward the center of the earth. Okay. Now, so g is the acceleration due to gravity. So this is the acceleration which caused by earth gravitational force. Okay. Now, what is the unit of g and value? G is the standard value we are taking 9.8 meter per second square in SI unit, and CGS it will be 980 centimeter per second square. Okay. Now, I believe we are not going to forget the unit of the acceleration. Okay. Now, this unit part, starting from class 9 and also in class 11, there is a unit and dimension. From there, you can get it. So, how can I get the unit of acceleration? F is equal to ma, or a acceleration is equal to F by m. Now, what is the units of F? That is m. F is so it will be F by m. So let me try to explain you more easier way, which could help you. So m, the how we are taking the dimension of m, that is the capital M for mass, and a will come L by t square. L for length, and the dimension of F is what? ml t to the power minus 2. Okay. Now, A means L by t square. From where it's coming? You know that velocity means displacement by time. That means L by t. Now, acceleration means change in velocity. Change in velocity v minus u by t. So that means L by t square. This way we have to recall the units. So this is very elastic manner presented in class 11 chapter 1. Okay, but those who are in class 9, if you are preparing yourself for foundation, so then you have to learn this from very beginning of class 9. Okay. Also you can reach me, so I'll help you. You can join the Chatterjee Academy where I am, and also you can WhatsApp me, you can text me in this channel. I'll definitely help you on this. Okay. So these are the thing, we are having lots of confusion. So I am trying to give, some deep analysis, and I believe it will help you. Okay. Now, what about the upward motion and downward motion? So upward motion means, so now downward motion, G is positive, right? G is positive. So if I am throwing a ball here in the upward direction, so my equations will be V is equal to U minus GT, and V square is equal to E square minus 2GH, and H is equal to UT minus half GT square. Okay. Now what happened? This is for upward motion, where because G is actually acting downward. So whenever you are going upward, so it is in retarding motion in upward directions. Okay. Now what happened if I throw a ball with some initial velocity u, the final velocity will be 0. We know that. All of you know that in the cricket ground what happened, whenever a batsman is hitting something and it's in the air, right? So in some height it will stop. There is a height limit. Let's say, it's happened that 90 meter, 100 meter, max 110 meter so far, right? Or 120 max. Because there is a limitation. The ball moment is going up, the gravitational force is attracting it, and after certain time it will having the 0 velocity. So the cause is this equation. Okay, so upward motion, we have to use this equation because the velocity is getting decreasing whenever the object is moving upward. Similarly, these are the equations. These three equations you can use. Now H for height. Now you can get a question like U is given, find the maximum height it will go. How will get using this equation? So final height V is equal to 0. Then for this equation what happens? 0 is equal to E square minus 2GH, means E square is equal to 2GH. So H is equal to E square by 2G. So this is the final answer. So you can calculate the maximum height of an object when it is throwing upward with some initial velocity. So U and G, these are the determining factor for maximum height. Okay. Now from a height, if I am releasing something object and you know the final velocity here, there also you can measure this height by the same equation. Now what about the downward motion? So all these equations will be positive because the G will be positive in the downward direction. So we are saying that the keyword like releasing the object is under free fall, right? Saying free fall. So G is acting, the equations will be V is equal to U plus GT, V square is equal to U square plus 2GH, and H is equal to UT plus half GT square. By using these three equations, you can get your answers whenever you are considering the free fall or downward motions. G is positive. Okay. So you can get a question like, I am releasing something from here. So initial velocity 0. You are having the final velocity. Calculate the height. So which equation you will get? This one, right? By using this equation, you will get the height. Okay. Now time of flight. There is one more thing, time of flight. So that is T is equal to U by G, both in upward or downward. What happened for, let's say, for upward motion, initial velocity U, final velocity V is equal to 0. So equation will be V is equal to U minus GT. So T will be U by G, time of flight. With the same time, it will come down. U by G for first half, the second half, again from the top height to ground, U by G. So total time of flight will be T is equal to 2U by G for vertical motion. Total time of flight means I am throwing something upward, and if I am throwing a ball, sitting in the ground or standing in the ground, and again I'll catch it in my hand. So total time of flight will be 2u by g. So total the time of flight means how much time it will be in the sky. It depends on the initial velocity you are giving to the ball. Okay. So the next class, I'll discussing about the projectile motions. Whenever you are throwing a ball with some, and some angle theta with the ground. Okay. So thank you. Any questions? Please reach me through our academy site. So I am presenting Chatterjee Academy. Welcome to Chatterjee Academy, and you can reach us. We are having the details, of this session. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel if you like it. Okay. Thank you. Bye.